Welcome to Collective Task. We are a poetry and art collective. This is our 20th anniversary. We're founded in 2006. Presently we have about 40 international poets and artists. There are probably 1,000 works that are online in our archive. Please check us out, collectivetask.org. And just really quickly, what happens in Collective Task is that you get a prompt or a task from one of the members on the first of the month, and you have basically you have 1 month to complete the task. And it's much more, it's like it's kind of like mail art. We then collect all of those works and put them on our site, and you can check it out. So what's going to happen today is each of us will be presenting one of our tasks. I'm Rob Fitterman. This is the order of artists as they will appear, and they will introduce themselves and the task that they're responding to. I'm Robert Fitterman. This is the very first task. It is I assigned it as create a piece around your first purchase of the month of March. Cycle 1, Task 1. Bacon and egg on a roll on Bleecker Street. In the month of March 26, I sampled and reviewed every bacon and egg sandwich available on Bleecker Street in its entirety, running from the Bowery to Hudson Street. There were a few stipulations. 1, each establishment had to have a Bleecker Street address. 2, my ordering had to be bacon and egg on a roll without any further specifications. If asked how many eggs, I consistently ordered 1. 3, sandwich had to be available to go. Village Clubhouse Deli, 164 Bleecker Street, roll. Airy, too large for the sandwich, eggs over hard. Bacon. Overwhelms the sandwich, pre-cooked and oily. Price, $2 plus tax. Stars, 1 to 4, 1. Comment, overall disappointing. The bacon is too plentiful and too crispy. Evergreen Deli, 171 Bleecker Street, roll, too large for the sandwich, otherwise average. Eggs, excellently cooked for over medium, a slight runniness of the egg. Bacon, pre-cooked and crispy, broken into small pieces. Price, $1.75 plus tax. Stars, 1 to 4, 2. Comment, ask just 1 egg, right? Pretty typical sandwich, except that the bacon seems to be of a higher quality, even though it was broken into tiny bits and pre-cooked. Bleecker Farm Corporation, 272 Bleecker Street, roll. Excellent, soft and doughy. Egg, soft scrambled, probably 2 eggs. Bacon, more chewy, less pre-cooked. Price, $2 plus tax. Stars, 1 to 4, 3. Comments. The service was slow but personalized, as the owner seemed to be the cook as well. There's an excellent balance between the bread, the egg, and the bacon. Cafe Village Delight, 335 Bleecker Street, roll. Very good, toasted. Egg, scrambled and folded like a small omelet. Bacon, very salty and oily, pre-cooked, broken into small pieces. Price, $3.25 plus tax. Stars, 1 to 4, 2. Comments. Asked 1 egg or 2. Medium long wait, but there are tables and chairs for table service. A very average sandwich because of the pre-cooked and oily bacon, but the toasted bun was a plus. Mini Mart Deli, 355 Bleecker Street, roll, more dense, doughy, maybe a little more brown on top than usual. Eggs, over medium, slightly runny in the middle. Bacon, not overcooked or over pre-cooked, longer strips, relatively chewy. Price, $2, no tax. Stars, 1 to 4, 3 stars. Comment, asked 1 egg or 2. Overall, a surprisingly well-balanced, well-prepared sandwich with a higher than quality roll. Bread and Pastry Cafe, 330 Bleecker Street, roll, grilled in a press. Egg, over hard, oily from a dirty grill. Bacon, pre-cooked, crispy, smaller bits, very oily. Price, $2.75, no tax. Stars 1 to 4, 1 star. Comments, American cheese or some kind of processed cheese was put on the sandwich without being requested. The pressed roll is an interesting twist, but the preparation was very poor and the grill is not properly cleaned.
Hello, I'm Kristin Kelly. I will be presenting Cycle 4, Task 3, Splitting, assigned by Maria Salgado. This is just going to be a few images with a brief audio track that I made in collaboration with Luke Fishbeck.
It's never been in their songs on a design. Opens and Delmar and Anson. Brooklion in Residence 1-1 by Ronomus. That's descended by hearing till top. 6-1-I-6-9, 34-year tickets. BN, the Raymond of Harrington in early and fall for him such. Jesse Orange or more homage, repeated it tonight from Evadies $2. 0 Demons, all Evadissinger. Ortiz Disho, powered by 2012 Manches and Densec. It's never been in their songs on a design. Opens and Delmar and Anson. Brooklion in Residence 1-1 by Ronomus. That's descended by hearing till top. 6-1-I-6-9, 34-year tickets. BN, the Raymond of Harrington in early and fall for him such. Jesse Orange or more homage, repeated it tonight from Evadies $2. 0 Demons, all Evadissinger. Ortiz Disho, powered by 2012 Manches and Densec.
Hi, I am Klaus Killisch, and I respond to the task 1 assigned by Robert Fitterman. Create a piece around your first purchase of the month of March. Berlin. On the morning of March 1, 2006, I went to a Turkish bakery and had a cup of coffee.
Cycle 7, Task 2, assigned by Stephanie Barber. The piece is called, the task was I is the bane of my existence. And the piece is Screw It, Let's Do Land. And there are going to be 6 of us. And so we need Winston first. Dim light, a ripple of sound like gurgling liquid. 6 figures emerge from shadows into the loose constellation. They do not face each other. Each speaks in the air as if responding to a distant echo.
The soup is getting weird.
Yes, and the salt is making decisions now.
Yes, and I gave the hive a name no one could pronounce.
Yes, and I trademarked it that gesture.
Yes, and I outsourced it to my reflection.
Yes, and the plankton remembered differently.
The water feels off.
Yes, and my gills are filing complaints.
Yes, and I mistook driftwood for destiny.
Yes, and I put a fence around the waves.
Yes, and I mapped the fence into metadata.
Yes, and now the tide filters your emails.
The wolves seem bored.
Yes, and their eyes keep asking questions.
Yes, and I mistook driftwood for destiny.
Yes, and now they have a loyalty program.
Yes, and it's embedded in my teeth.
Yes, and the moss declined to comment.
Bees make honey?
Yes, and I still don't understand land sugar.
Yes, and I gave the hive a name no one could pronounce.
Yes, and charged them rent with compound interest.
Yes, and installed sensors in the hives.
Yes, and the soil keeps composting our drafts.
Language keeps failing.
Yes, and the currents were clearer anyway.
Yes, and I drew it badly on a cave.
Yes, and now it's a font I license monthly.
Yes, and I released it from the interface.
Yes, and I translated it into weather.
Light passes over the like weather. Sounds of a storm pass through. One by one, they dissolve into shadow. Yes. Blackout.
Hi. Okay, next.
Andrà tutto bene.
Everything will be fine.
Ci sono io.
I'm here for you.
Stai sereno.
Don't worry.
Ti amo.
I love you.
Non c'è nulla di cui preoccuparsi.
There's nothing to worry about.
Non sei tu, sono io.
It's not you, it's me.
Prendiamoci una pausa di riflessione.
Let's take a break and think things over.
Ti fidi di me?
Do you trust me?
Non ricordo.
I don't remember.
Mi fa male la testa, la pancia, la spalla.
My head/stomach/shoulder hurts.
Non è come sembra.
It's not what it looks like.
Stai esagerando.
You're overreacting.
Avevo tolto la suoneria.
I turned off my ringer.
Siamo solo amici.
We're just friends.
Preferirei non parlarne.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Non sei abbastanza...
You're not enough.
Non mi fai parlare.
You won't let me speak.
Non fai abbastanza.
You're not doing enough.
Quando parlo mi attacchi sempre.
You always attack me when I speak.
È una lunga storia, non adesso.
It's a long story, not now.
Non dai
You're
abbastanza.
not giving enough.
È colpa tua.
It's your fault.
Thank you.
Josef Kaplan. I'm reading the response for the task Deathbed Confession, Cycle 2, Task 6, signed by the great Andy Sterling. He ought to be killed. It's a wonder someone has not done it already. If I had an opportunity, I would do it myself. He's a wooden-headed son of a bitch. I wish he was in hell. And if I had the power, I would put him there. Then I'd point a gun at his head. It's a takeoff on the 1969 Pulitzer Prize winning photo by Eddie Adams that showed Vietnamese General Nguyen Ngoc Loan executing a Viet Cong prisoner at point blank range. Then I take a photo of him out of a magazine and tack the picture to a wall with a red thumbtack through his head. Then I make a thumbs down sign with my own hand next to his picture and take a photo of that and paste it on a poster. Then I post some messages to Yahoo Finance criticizing the Iraq War and stating, call for his assassination. But I never explicitly threaten anyone. Also, I do my best to disguise where the messages are coming from. Then I make some polls on Facebook asking whether he should be assassinated. I make groups such as Let's Kill Him with Shoes, which has 484 members as of September. I do similar things on MySpace. Then I tweet, Assassination, America, we survived the assassinations and Lincoln and Kennedy will surely get over a bullet to his head. And the next American with a clear shot should drop him like a bad habit. I marked the former tweet hashtag TLOT, a reference to top libertarians on Twitter. Then I post a poem entitled The Sniper about his assassination on a white supremacist website. Then I post to Craigslist. People, the time has come for revolution. It is time for him to die. I am dedicating my life to his death and to the death of every employee of the federal government. As I promised in a previous post, if the healthcare reform bill passed, I would become a terrorist. Today, I've become a terrorist. I want to kill him and then kill myself. I'm planning on killing him. I can compass and imagine his death. I hope this helps stimulate opposition to his national policies, however wise, even in the most critical of times, to incite the hostile and evil-minded to take his life, to add to the expense of his safeguarding, to be an affront to all loyal and right-thinking persons, to inflame their minds, to prove resentment, disorder, and violence, and to disrupt his activities and movement. I hope this is understood to be treason and a crime against the people as the sovereign power. I want to increase the possibility of actual assault. I may not be myself very dangerous, but I am liable to put devilment in the mind of some poor fellow who does try to harm him. Thankfully, I'm not in jail, so I can follow through on my plans to kill him. But if I were in prison, I would direct people on the outside to kill him. I'd use such directions to manipulate the system. I'd claim to be institutionalized, and then I'd threaten him in order to stay in prison, or to get transferred to a federal institution because it would be more comfortable and afford me more time and energy to devise new and effective ways of doing him harm. I am full of will, and it is righteous and knowing. If they ever make me carry a rifle, he's the first man I want to get in my sights. Then I make a gesture of sighting down the barrel of a rifle. The audience responds with laughter and applause, which is potentially ominous. I have some cannabis in my coat. If I get the chance, I'm going to harm him, but until then, I plan to mail him ambiguous messages, white powder, and cigarette butts. I do this so that he may see the truth. Then, when I get a hold of him, I'm going to shoot him. On a piece of paper posted in a public space, I write that it would be an acceptable sacrifice to God to kill an unjust man. Then I imagine, wish, hope that the act of killing him will be committed by someone else. Then I send letters out to random people with the words, "Kill him," typed huge and in a heavy, thick font. On the back, I draw his head impaled on a stake. Then I talk about killing him to myself in my room. I plan to make these threats indefinitely.
Yeah, okay. Cycle 6, Task 5, assigned by Kim Rosenfield. Woo, Kim. All right. Ancestry. My father read The New Yorker cover to cover each week. The best writing in the United States, he'd say, maybe the world. Look at these great opening lines. They still believe, and I believe too, in the great opening line. And I think I know. Well, I know. I know a little something about this. I was an editor myself once in the Army. That's why I'm telling people I work in communications. Technically it's true, because the mailroom is where communications, makes air quotes, come from. We're a division of communications. I don't say I work in the mailroom. It's unbecoming. It's not who I am. People will think less of me, or I think they'll ask, what is that guy? A smart guy. Some would say a really smart guy. Why is he in the mailroom? He must be a real fuck up to be that smart and not be an executive of some sort. But I'm not a fuck up. So far as anyone needs to know, I'm a communications guy, a guy who works in communications. You can hint at it being an executive position without exactly saying so. You can talk about track changes, things executives do. A lot can be implied. So we're saying I work in communications with no mention of the mailroom. And really, you don't have to say anything. I'll just refer to it casually. Yeah, communications, blah, blah. And everyone will respond, oh yeah, work, the pressure, etc. And then we'll move on to something interesting, like sports. No one will know the difference, because I'm the kind of guy who works in communications. No one will think twice about it. And I'm not the kind of guy who works in the mailroom. As long as I never say it, no one will ever think it. You don't have to say anything, though, really. I just want you to know in case you have to go along with it. I don't want to pay someone to fix a hole in the ceiling because it's cosmetic. It doesn't matter. When water pours out of it, just get out of the way. Put a bucket down there. You can water the backyard with it. Some guy's gonna come here and want to charge me $5,000 just to fix the pipes. It's just water. And sure, the hole is maybe unsightly, and people get wrapped up in stuff like that. It's just a hole in a leak. It's a little inconvenient for your mother because she practically lives in the kitchen. But I keep telling her she doesn't have to do that. So it's a choice. And I'm not willing to spend $5,000 for her choice. I mean, we can't. We don't have $5,000. Even with your mother's second job, we barely make ends meet. So the hole, for now, it stays. Speaking of your mother, Eileen, when's dinner? So we're just gonna follow Joe. You can't go that way, Joe. He has to turn around. Well, I have to follow him anyway, because I don't know my way around here. No, he has to, no, oh, he's getting behind me now. No, he's pulling around in front now. I guess I'll follow him. Oh, because he did such a good job the first time. Ha, what are you doing, Joe? I think he's lost. Yeah, we're lost. Well, it won't be the first time we've been lost. We get lost all the time. Knowing Joe, he probably has a GPS on him, but he's just not following it. Yeah, I think we're lost. We should have stayed on that road. We blew it. We're way off. What's he doing? He has GPS. He said he was going to put it on. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Is it on 70? Are we on 70? I think we're on 38. Oh, he's taking us to 38? No, Joe, no. Well, well, we're not even going to get to the train station at this rate, so plans might have to be changed radically. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if you don't make the train? What are we going to do? If you don't make this train, you'll be sleeping at our house. I mean, that's fine with me. I guess I could take you to Elm Street tomorrow. Joe, what are we doing? What are you doing here, Joe? I don't know this area, so I don't know. I don't know anything, so I don't know anything at all. First of all, this road, I don't think you can turn left. You can't turn left here, Joe. Well, I guess you can. He just did it. If you have to, but I don't know. I don't know where he's taking us. Give me a sign, Joe. Whoa, he's taking us on a crazy ride. Here he comes. What's he gonna tell us? Roll down the window. We are 100% Irish. Now, I know you know, because I told you, that there's a smidgen of Welsh in there, but we don't have to tell anybody that. We don't want anyone to know. The Welsh are, how shall I say, a little crazy. Like the way they say gin drinkers are crazy. There's something a little off. And even though there may be something a little off, we don't want to call attention to it. Plus, your bloodline, it's basically pure, close enough. There's not enough Welsh in there to make too much difference, unless you got the crazy part. But you probably didn't. I don't think you did. So let's just say for argument's sake that you didn't, right? Okay, so you say you're 100% Irish, and you won't seem crazy to anyone. It's all the same then, right? So just say, I'm 100% Irish. People will respect that. You're a thoroughbred.
My name is Henry Goldkamp. The task for this one is fuck off. Cycle 7, task 6, assigned by Cole Rodell. It's a little video, about 3 minutes.
I'm responding to the task Open Cycle 7 Task 4, made by myself. I'm reading an excerpt from an essay called The Aesthetics of Handling. Etymologically, precarity derives from the Sanskrit prasna, meaning to ask. The uncertain state that forms contemporary understandings of precarity emerges thus from a scene of interlocution, more metaphysically from a dialogic incompleteness that constitutes consciousness. There is need expressed in the form of asking for something, and there is the incomplete relationality of being that represses itself in the form of linguistic systematicity. This constitutive incompleteness is, in my opinion, what makes the interminable creation of meaning possible. Meaning's interminability in turn produces a tension vital to the vexed endeavor of circumscribing it within a narrativizing grammar. More simply, the precarity of our linguistic co-constitutiveness inherently resists the forced, if illusory, platitudes of narrative meaning that understandings of relation seem to rely on. The late interdisciplinary theorist Leo Bersani, however, concludes the final text he published, Receptive Bodies, with a critique of speculation as an inadequate response to murderous violence. For context, Bersani focuses his critique on a question asked by the protagonist of Bruno Dumont's exquisitely somber and existentially tormenting 1990 film Humanité. In one of his relatively few moments of speech, the protagonist, police detective Ferrand de Winter, responds to seeing a murder victim's brutalized body with the bravely inane yet seemingly subdued question, how can anyone do that? In Bersani's account, it is the film's sprawling visual indifference to its thin plot, its enduringly directionless gaze, which seems indiscriminately to absorb what enters its frame. In other words, its extra-linguistic speculation on the enigma of human violence that offers what the protagonist's question cannot, namely, a phenomenological analysis of a sensorial orientation to relentlessly violent worlds that, quote, not only resists all attempts to understand it, but strictly speaking, confronts it as a world that cannot even be looked at. To return to the idea of an interrogative openness, then, Bersani formulates an alternative posture in which we would receive the inexplicable with an unqualified sensorial openness that seeks not to understand but to relate to it by other bodily means. While Bersani asserts that the inherent inquisitiveness of linguistic form would overdetermine such an effort from the start, I argue that poesis allows us to both courageously ask how brutality is possible and phenomenologically analyze the rhythmic linguistic openings which allow us to resist our pre-existing and inadequate ways of posing such causal inquiries or trying to answer them. More directly, I am suggesting that precarity constitutes a form of unqualified sensorial vulnerability to an answerless brutality that requires a phenomenological orientation of radical openness, an openness through which to counterintuitively and savingly relate to merciless violence, and by relating, resist.
This is a collaborative response from myself and Klaus Killisch. The task is the experience of saying, Cycle 7, Task 3, assigned by Tyler Little. Video by Klaus Killisch and song by myself.
Got a
I'm Sabine Herrmann, and this is a collaborative with Klaus Killisch. And yeah, next slide, please. Kim Rosenfield sagt, send me $50. Ich sage, I will make a $100 bill and send it to Kim Rosenfield. Next. 50-50, as we say in Berlin. If we want to share exactly half. One half for me and one half for Klaus. Next, please. I am drawing a $100 bill. And the lonely feeling of the two figures in front of the Independent Hall. Who trusts whom? Next, please. In Berlin, a real $100 bill isn't worth anything. Next, please. In Berlin and in New York, you can't buy anything with a $100 bill I made. Next, please. If you sell the real $100 bill in Berlin, you receive, right now, and 27, and we made this, €85. If you, next please. If you sell the $100 bill I made in Berlin, how much would you get? Next, please. If you sell my $100 bill drawing in New York, how much would you get there? Next, please. Wie viel wert ist die $100 für Kim Rosenfield? What is the value of my $100 bill for Kim Rosenfield? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Josef Mosconi. My task is Too Much Freedom Limits, Cycle 7, assigned by Roberto Balò. And Sophie's gonna help me. Hopefully this works. So I have a voice that I cloned 3 years ago, my own voice, but I think it needs a software update because it keeps mispronouncing things, but we'll see. Wait, we'll start over. I'm nervous. I don't know what. I don't know. No.
Hi, everyone.
Hey. Okay, we have to hold it right here, though. Okay. New model sweeper people carry down giant Christmas trees this New Year's Eve protest. Beckons recurrently. A classy wedding couple's illustration of an astronaut waking up looking over her shoulder, blowing bubbles. Pendar beefs, long wasters, dagger theorems. A note-taker feels incomplete without her extended mind. Absolutely unforgivable. A thin version's video snows on the badly lit town. See battles with dragons, certain tales of political yoga. Embrace yardages, homestead ripples. A politician walks in the drunk white knuckle act of her wife's black slipper. Mousetrap force, limeade profits. A chicken chirps as she dangles her arm. Recite slammed. A yodeling head of a Banks Island wolf stops a train en route to commit assault. Genomic streamlet. Actors survive the savage, sultry fashion show. Saplin's weak heart. A model walks the runway, spring-summer collection, holding rotten leather jackets. Utah liner. Viscous remitment. Ready for the party, she is in no hurry to leave. Adulthood snarls. Beautiful coworkers in the office, talking and using technology, holding single human hands. somewhat woo devices, definite weights. An algorithmic astrologer designates the machine her muse. Balloon soldiery. The urban toddler with a disembodied view wants to make a flying monkey out of a wooden doll and a broke bronze ceiling fan. Moonshot frillies. Supremist bent. Metroliner zoopathologies. But something worse happens.
Hi, I'm DeVoogd. I'm doing open cycle 7, task 4, assigned by Ethan, Fortuna. The crabs call them hands without bodies. Old mother, Saxon for grandmother. My mother says all we do is move things around, but maybe it's more like put them together, break them down. These zebra mussels, a paved road into sea, open, I think, underwater at high tide, to drink, yes, act as a bellows. I ordered a boat of mussels by accident once. It came, 100 of them, or more. Ate like a soldier, toward the bottom, the hold. In her last weeks, my friend's grandmother put bananas out on a plate, peeled and cut in half, for them who had been visiting, for whom she had been leaving the door open. Oh, that's for them, she'd say, when questioned. The bare banana, a very vulnerable thing on the table, so soft, the hand could grind it easily to pulp. Shape for bananas governs representation. My grandfather, playing Pictionary, would start with the shoelace on the ice skate and proceed by expressing elements, piece upon piece, each eye, the toe, the tongue, yet reserving the skate for last. This was not a winning strategy, postponing the decisive event in favor of the precise, suspending the object in partial features, rejecting the form, its realization. Shoo, shoo, we'd yell, the real order obscured, subsumed before the pencil, gliding swan-like towards its careful, decadent flourish. This perverse approach to Pictionary left my grandfather vulnerable to fits of rage when the sand in the timer ran out. Ice skate, jabbing the pencil violently on the final touch, under the sole, where the mouth, the door, the sand, so uncompromising.
Our final reader will be the miraculous Sean F. Munro, who is doubling as our tech man, so he's slowly making his way down to the grand stage.
This just in. Deal report. Publishers Marketplace. Cycle 8, Task 2 by Kristin Kelly. Cheat Code by Bob Hipcop. Imprint, Copper Cum Young Press. Lauded by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Academy of American Poets, and the Department of Energy, Hipcop's Cheat Code traverses the hyper-personal terrain of inheritance, the body, and a grandmother. In autobiographical lyrics that have been praised for their accessibility, their emotional availability, and their refusal to ask anything of the reader beyond the act of feeling. The collection has received advanced support from the State Department's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs for an international tour scheduled to bring Hipcop's testimony to audiences in regions the U.S. government has identified as underpoemed. The collection is expected to receive the following awards in the order they were arranged: the National Book Award, a Guggenheim, and a prize named after a modernist who would have fucking hated it. Poetry, state approved. Thank you all very much.
Thank you to our wonderful collective task, those of us who made it here. There are some, one of our books that's available for your taking. It's actually more like a newsletter. Well, you can check it out. And visit us on collectivetask.org and ask us any questions. And thank you again.